know yet if Jerome will play. I know you said this Saturday night that you got Ethan Wright and Ryan Montgomery and guys who are fully capable, but also teams are going to play you differently if he's not back there. How much are you hoping that he plays on Friday night?
I'm hoping he plays, as much as everyone else does, because he's a great running back. He provides a lot for us for the team. But like I said Saturday, I trust in every single one of those guys that are behind him. They put in just the same amount of time, work, and effort that he has to be out there on the field and show what they can do. So I'm excited to see how they step up if he's not able to play, and see what they can do with their opportunity.
Did you get a chance to go back and watch kind of the defense specifically there at the end and getting a little distance from it? I'm curious your thoughts on the back-to-back goal line stands on their part.
Obviously I went back and told them, obviously that whole situation was on me. So I thanked them, obviously, from the bottom of my heart. No, but, that's like one thing that we pride ourselves on is, red zone, both offense and defense, being able to stop the ball in the red zone and be able to score the ball in the red zone. So that's one thing that we've worked on all season, throughout spring ball, throughout camp. It just showed on film. There's only going to be certain situations throughout, the course of the year, whether that's, a Hail Mary play, whether that's a 2-minute drive to win the game. It just so happened to be this one was a red zone. Like Coach Fig was telling us, if somehow they did score, they was going to go out and stop them for the 2-point play. Yeah.
I asked Coach about, with the way teams are running the ball, maybe gives you a few less possessions, and he brought up that you guys haven't won the time of possession at all this year. That's definitely a difference from your first few years. How does that impact you as a quarterback? Part of that is you guys scoring faster, I realize, but how does that change your approach, knowing you're going to have the ball a little bit less than maybe you did your first few years?
That just means, it shouldn't change it, but obviously, that just means we have to execute on every single drive and every single possession we have. We can't have any 3 and outs, which, I feel like sometimes we go out there and I feel like you more so see it in the second and fourth quarter where, we start fast in both the first half and second half. And then in that second and fourth quarter, it's like there's just a lull. Whether, it was the defense had a long drive that they were on the field for a long time or whatever it may be. But just being able to go out there and execute on every single drive we have, every single play, and all 11 guys doing their job.
When you guys are sputtering offensively, when things maybe aren't going as well as you hope, how do you stay mentally locked in and making sure you stay focused and then they stay focused?
Yeah, excuse me. I feel like it obviously starts with me. I might have my 5 seconds right there on the sideline where I get my words out on this and that. And then, I go right down along the bench and make sure that everyone else is locked in, that they know the job that we have to get done and what we have to do. Like I said, usually that's right after a 3 and out. Whether that, like we'll just take, for instance, this past, right before the half when we had an opportunity at a 2-minute drive and then we go 3 and out. To just, know that we got to keep it going and keep the foot on the gas. We can't let up and just keep playing our ball.
Tuesday's Desmond, there's a big college football playoff ranking for Tuesday. I know you have important things to do with practice and in your life, but does all this stuff, is it adding pressure? Is it frustrating? Is it fun? What is this like for you to digest all this stuff that's happening around you and still trying to do your job at the same time?
Yeah, I would say it's fun. It's cool to see, like I said, it's cool to see our name as the University of Cincinnati and our program up there. Other than that, I wouldn't say it's added pressure or anything. Like Coach Fix always says, all we care about is winning the conference championship. And once we do that, everything's going to take care of itself. So, we're just taking it game by game. But it is a blessing and an opportunity to just be able to be, involved and be able to be a part of that and be a part of and bring the city and community, along with us.
I know you said last week you were invited to go on the show and talk, and you didn't, but did you watch? And will you watch tonight, or is that something you make a point of wanting to make time to watch?
No, I have a little daughter at home who I like to watch what she does. So no, I don't spend too much time watching that because, of course, I can get on Twitter and all of you guys are going to post it anyway. So.
Does she have a favorite show she likes to watch?
Right now, football. Yeah, and I think I say that and joking and everything, but I think she likes to just see people go back and forth. So any type sports that's on TV, it kind of attracts her eye.
You referenced the play clean index after the game Saturday. What is that?
So our play clean index, it goes into, we count for penalties, we account for turnovers, and just overall execution. And so we take that and we want to be under 12% of our snaps of our play clean index. And I don't know what it was this past week, but usually we're right there. If not, I think our highest has been 20, maybe 18%.
That wouldn't have been clean, I guess.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been clean as far as penalties, turnovers, misreads, missnaps, whatever it may be. So we've always talked about that throughout spring ball, throughout camp. To be able to limit that is really what's going to give us our best success, our best shot at success.
Having a quick turnaround after a grinder of a game on Saturday, being homecoming, being able to play on Friday, is that kind of more of a relief for you, or is it? How do you feel being able to play on Friday besides Saturday after last week?
Yeah, no, it's definitely tough coming in here. Usually we play a game on Saturday and then come in on Sunday, get a good lift in, and then kind of get a flush run with a slight practice. And we came in this Sunday, got our lift in, had our meetings, watched the game, and then went out to practice. Everyone was ready to practice, ready to go, and Coach Fick blew it up, and we ended practice. So it was a nice. He said that we needed to get our minds and bodies obviously back to what we needed to be for a quick turnaround. But you look at these next 3 weeks, where it's Friday, Saturday, Friday, and these 3 weeks are going to be short, but they're going to be long as well for not only our minds but also our body.
With the expectations in general, you guys are 9-0. How do you kind of take a step back and enjoy it, or kind of take it all in per se?
Yeah, I definitely think it's difficult, and I know Coach Fick says that he's the hardest on himself. But as far as the locker room, I know I would probably say I'm definitely the most hardest on anyone on the team as far as not having things go the way we want them. And I would definitely be the first person to say that when if you were walking that locker room after most of the games, I'm not all sunshine and rainbows, because I know that there's so much that we can work on, so much we can get better at. So. What I look back and reflect on really to myself is and I tell you guys this all the time, is just not taking things for granted. And sometimes I do that. It's just as simple as being in the locker room with all the guys after the game for those 10, 15, 20 minutes of music playing and stuff. Sometimes I take that for granted, and I'll look back in 20, 30 years from now and, probably wish that, I was there, truly celebrating this. As it was like we just won a championship game.
I don't know how much you're able to pay attention to what other offenses are doing, but as a quarterback, how are other quarterbacks treating Sauce, when they're playing? Or it seems from our perspective like they're not even looking at him. Is that what you're seeing too?
Yeah, that's what I hear. I hear that, some of the teams are only throwing the ball 12 times a game. Whether that may be third downs, 2 minutes, however it may be. So it's kind of surprising to see, where teams are just running the ball, and they're having success. But it's kind of funny because I see him every day. I see him at practice every day. So, to everyone else, he's a big time guy and all this and all that. But I do my best to keep him humble and keep him where he's at, because when we line up out there on practice on Tuesday and Wednesdays when we're going to work, I go at him. When it's him and AP in the red zone, I'm going to Sauce, because it doesn't only make the receiver and Sauce better, but it makes me better as well.
Have you ever faced a top tier corner? Obviously Sauce is regarded as arguably the top corner in the country, but in your years, have you faced one, and how do you approach that?
We go through our scouting report on Mondays, and we kind of look at it. I don't think we've had anyone, as top tier as Sauce. But we know that there's good players all throughout, whether it's in conference or out of conference games that we play against. I'm not one guy to sit here and say, hey, this guy is the best corner they got, so we're not going to throw against him. When I get out there, I'm looking at matchups, and I'm looking at the matchups from an offensive standpoint. Is he taller than that DB? Is he faster than that DB? So I'm not taking too much into concern of who's on the other side of the ball.
Any more questions? Thanks, guys.
Thank y'all. Have a good